Okay, welcome back. Thank you for being here, joining the class, and really keen to understand the work health and safety unit. So in this topic, we are discussing how to deal with different issues. So we are dealing with issues raised, problem solving, then self-quiz. This is just for yourself to assess your knowledge. So here, as we mentioned in the previous session, that we are going to communicate in two ways. So we have the policy, we understand the policy, we applied the policy, we're monitoring the policy. We, during the application of the policy, we might have challenges, we might see something, or we have some ideas to improve the policy or feedback. So any issue raised, it is not enough to just say, yeah, we have issues, we recorded the issues, and that's it. We need to take some actions. And these actions should be timed and assigned to people or teams. So we need to know about that. So we have here some more information in the checklist. So reporting the issue, investigating the issue, implementing actions, controlling the risks, reviewing the outcome. So it is not only just registering or reporting. I need to know what happened. Is there any investigation? How can we prevent this issue from happening again? How can we prevent this risk or this incident actually from happening again? How to be proactive, not only reactive. When something happens, we will take these precautions. So if we are thinking about risk of fire, so we are preventing smoking because this might lead to fire. We are storing the chemical or chemicals in a proper place. We are checking the electricity cables and connections. So we are reducing the fire risk as a proactive approach and steps before the fire happening. But when the fire happens, so we have smoke detectors, fire alarms, we have the extinguisher, we have the process and procedure for evacuating the place. We have trained fire wardens. We, as pro also action and proactive approach, we test the fire alarms, we test and check the different equipments we use for the fire. We train the wardens, the team, fire wardens team, and their manager, and so forth. We teach people about fire exits, what they need to do in the emergency exit, I mean. So after the fire, should we call 000? When we call 000, when we should go to the master point, when we assemble outside of the building, should we leave the master point and go home? No, we must stay there. So when they count people, again, I'm just giving you examples of policies and different risks. So is the policy saying if you are evaluating the building, we must stick and wait in the master point until the fire warden tell us to go back, or we can go home? Going home means if they are counting the employees, the workers, they don't know who's still there, or everyone is evacuated or not. So the policy will say, and the training I will attend once I join the organization, the training will tell me, okay, you need to wait in the master point. in the assembly area until the fire warden telling you to go back to the building or go home. They will tell me also to go home. They will take attendance and tell me, okay, you can't go back to the building. There are some damages or still not secure, not safe. So go home. So this should be in the policy. If it is not there, I can, for example, raise this point. I can tell them about that. So how can we prevent this fire from happening again? Should we stop using gas stoves, for example, like the fire ban in some areas across Australia? We have during summer fire ban, so we can't have open fire in camping or in parks, different parks. We can't have that, so we use some controlled gas stove, or we use the provided gas barbecue by the government. So the one built in the park itself or the camping site. So it depends on what is the policy and procedure to prevent the fire. If fire happened, how can we prevent that from happening again? We need to know, is there any investigation happened? How can we implement this action? I have a sign saying no smoking, but someone is smoking. How can I monitor that, control that? I have a smoke detector. I have awareness sessions. I tell people, if you see someone doing that, tell him to, or her to stop or prevent the person from smoking, or call your manager, call the fire warden, call someone. So then we review. It's continuous. So plan, do, check, act, plan, do, check, act, plan, do, check, act. This is the cycle, Deming cycle we use in different situations. When a situation arises, so that you have not encountered before, try using the 5-step approach. So here we are discussing the 5-step approach. So decide what is the problem, develop a plan, choose a strategy, put your plan into action, ongoing monitoring. So let's see each one. So decide what is the problem. So what are you trying to, or what is that you are trying to solve? I want to prevent fire hazard. So develop a plan. So we need to have a plan, analyzing the problem. Think of all the possible strategies for identifying what went wrong or conducting your audit. At this stage, you don't need to determine any strategies for fixing the problem. Look at how you are going to investigate. Then choose a strategy. Review all the strategies you thought of and decide which one will be most effective strategy. Should we have dedicated area for smokers like airports? But airports also, they are controlling the risk of fire, so they use some other technologies or strategies, or both of them, which will involve some costs. So at the airport, yeah, there is a dedicated area for smokers, but at Yoni, we don't have this dedicated area for smokers. We have a smoke-free campus. So it is different from organization to a different organization. Okay. Put your plan into action. So this will involve implementation of all the steps necessary to carry out your plan. We will have, for the fire, we'll have fire extinguisher, fire hoses, we will have these water sprinklers, we will have different chemicals or chemical fire extinguishers. We will have fire alarming system, smoke detectors. We have different signs like no smoking or fire ban, or you are not allowed to have fire at all or open fire, and so forth. We need monitoring. So we have the policy, implemented the policy, we need to monitor that. And what will be the consequence if I'm breaking the policy? So in some areas, some organizations, it's zero alcohol policy. If they have random checks and they discover that I'm drinking or I'm drunk already, so they might fire me from the work. I have this laptop from TAFE. I'm teaching cybersecurity. If I'm using this computer to hack live systems and using my skills in committing a crime, definitely this will be reported to authorities. I might be arrested and go to jail for quite some time. It depends on the laws and regulations and what level of crime I made. So this computer is monitored because there is a policy to not using this computer in attacks or some other stuff against the policy. If I'm doing so there should be some sequences, and implementing the policy will require monitoring this policy. So how effective is the solution? Also, we need to think about that. That's why we are testing the solutions from time to time. We are getting consultation from third parties. New technologies released, maybe we implement the new technologies like monitoring computers or putting off the fires and dealing with different types of fire extinguishers, for example. Did it achieve what I wanted? The policy helped me to stop the smoking within the campus or not? What consequences, good and bad, did it have in my situation? So we are discussing here the problem solving. So it's a cycle. It will involve searching for solutions. Then we will implement the solution and we evaluate that. We call it PIR, post-implementation review. So again, I have a new organization in a new building, so I need to prevent fire. I will implement fire alarming system and some equipments there. To what extent, what is the cost, what is the budget, what is the time frame, how many people I have, what is the cost of the training, what type of training should be there, should we have one fire warden or 100 fire wardens? If we are working in a bank or shopping center or hospital, how many fire wardens I need? Do I need 2 per floor or 2 per building? All these points should match the state act, the laws and regulations. Then we implement and we check and we improve. Plan, do, check, act. Okay. Any questions? Any questions here? So how do we ensure issues raised during consultation are dealt with promptly? Anyone can help with that on the chat or unmute your mic?
We follow up. If it's if they've done anything with it or not.
Yeah, thank you. They should be given a time frame for an answer when issues are raised. Yes, correct on the chat. Yes, yeah, good. Plan, do, check, act. Yes, correct. Yeah, good. So this topic, it was nice and short one. So sorry, I clicked on back. So dealing with issues raised. So here we have the checklist: reporting, investigating, implementing, controlling, reviewing. Then this is the checklist and the steps we need to take. Then we have the 5-step approach. So decide what is the problem, develop a plan, choose a strategy, put your plan into action, ongoing monitoring. Then from the monitoring, we will discover some gaps. We will get some ideas. Maybe after 1 year of implementing this plan, new technologies will be released, so we can implement that. And to implement that, we need to plan. Planning never stops. Planning will require time frame. It will require resource or resources, different resources. It will require, including budget, of course. It will require some skill sets. So resources will include people, human resource. It will include what the risk controlling and so forth. So it's a continuous process. Okay, this topic, as I mentioned, it was nice, straightforward, short topic. Any questions for me today? Any questions? So we done till the 5th topic, and next time we will continue. Any questions, any comments, any ideas, any feedback? I'm more than welcome to hear that. I will stop recording now. Thank you.